Ho Phase Benny story time. This is a story about how I met one of my main fuck buddies off of Bumble, in fact. So back then you couldn't send video on Bumble, otherwise I would have done that. But I matched with this chick, redhead, curly red hair, really fit. Every morning she'd wake up and go on a run at like 4 a.m. in the morning. And she was also a nurse practitioner, successful chick. Now when we matched, I bantered with her a little bit and ultimately tried to get her to meet me out that night, which is always a mistake, by the way. You never want to rush anything like the meetup with women, okay? But, I let it go. I pitched the meetup. She didn't go for it, and so I let it go. And then, days later, she was messaging me again. So we met at a local brewery. We had a great time, and, we went home together to her place at the end of the night, because at the time I was living in my parents' basement. But the sex was really good. The connection was good, but there was something off there. She had kind of a muted personality, almost like slightly depressed, and it's really just not my thing. I like girls that are more bubbly. But she was super fit, pleasant to be around, and everything else was good. So long story short, we ended up seeing each other about once a week over the course of maybe 3-4 months, something like that. And in that time, I was dating a lot of other girls too. And the ebb and flow of this relationship was like, okay, I would reach out once a week. We would talk just for a little bit. We'd set the next date. I'd see her that weekend. We'd go out. We'd have fun. We'd come back to her place and hook up. And I'd go home in the morning. And then I was seeing all the other girls I was seeing at the time. Now, ultimately, what ended up happening with her was that around month 3, maybe month 4, something like that, she started to give me shit about seeing other women, which would never been the case ever. We didn't talk in between the times that we'd see each other. We never really said too much. I remember her saying that she missed me one time, okay? But there was very little actual emotional exchange. But the last time I went out with her, we went out and grabbed some food and stuff, and she just kept giving me shit the same way that kind of like a naggy wife would about the other girls that I was seeing. And, guys, when this kind of thing happens and it's somebody that you want to have a relationship with, that's your opportunity to lock her down, okay? When you start getting those kind of vibes, or even before that, when they start wondering, what you are, right? She could have asked, hey, what are we? She didn't. But when they asked that, again, that's your opportunity to lock it down as well. Now, in the time that we had spent together, I never had a clue that she wanted more, right? We just, we were hanging out once a week, having a lot of fun. Our time together was good. But had I had an inkling of the fact that she wanted me all to herself, I would have been able to have a talk with her and let her know that, I was busy out doing my thing and I didn't want to tie it down with her. And these talks are extremely critical for hanging on to women like this, because you got to be able to let them go if they want to go. But if they're going to stay, they got to know the rules. Share your experiences in the comments.